Hey guys, Ped here, and thank you all for tuning in. Now today we're driving the new Mclaren GT4 in iRacing at Hockenheim, which is another new piece of content just dropped this week. Hockenheim we knew about. The Mclaren GT4 I think was a bit of a rumour, and then there was a hot fix during the week, and they added this new car. So snap them up because it's a piece of content that interests me very much. And I thought I'd drive it round the Tin Top something, I can't remember what the race is called. Basically just an unranked race, no iRating, no safe terrain on the line. Driving the GT4s around Hockenheim, get a feel of the new content, and yeah, this was quite a chilled out race. Not a lot of action, but it was fun to learn the car, learn the track. It was a nice change of pace actually, because I've attempted this video twice already, and I got taken out both times. Which is a bit frustrating, so I was kind of happy to have a nice chilled out race. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoy the video, hope you enjoy my commentary, hope you enjoy the racing, and let's get to the race. Oh, I've been mugged off there. Or I haven't, I don't know. Two cars behind me seem to brake really aggressively. Everything's cold, everything's cold. There appears to be some death happening behind me, that's pretty much a given. Not how you take that corner. Alright, all I'm hoping for is to finish and have some fun, because in the past two attempts I've had in this race haven't gone so well. Why is this guy braking in a straight line? I think he just got rammed by that Porsche. I know that feeling in that corner. Thank you HDR for blinding me into the trickiest braking point on the track, I think. She-hop. Yeah, the tyres are still not up to temperature. The car pulls to one side when you brake. I think the brake bias is a bit too far forwards. And I've tried looking, but there doesn't seem to really be a way to move it towards the rear, where I think it would really benefit the handling. But maybe that's a BOP thing, I don't really know. Alright, so lap 1 complete and we're not dead. Fantastic. Unfortunately, we don't seem to have anyone to battle with, and a lot of people are manually disconnecting. 4 seconds to the Porsche ahead, 5 seconds to the guy behind. I don't think that is a Porsche actually ahead, I'm not really sure. Oh well. Good chance just to enjoy the track, enjoy the new car. As I mentioned, I've had a few races on this car already. They've all been cut short, sadly. Like, I know it's week 13 and all that, and safety and iRating doesn't count in these races, but still want to race, don't I? I still want to have fun. Especially if it's new content. Driving this new Mclaren GT4 around Hockenheim. I really feel that Hockenheim, like, I'm surprised it's not in iRacing sooner. I'm sure I'm not the only person who thinks this. It just feels very odd calling Hockenheim a new track in 2021. I've turned to either. That effed me up. These final two corners are awful, quite frankly. I don't think anyone likes them. Yeah, that's enough track. You gonna let me go, Mr. Porsche? You know, even though I just got off track on C1, I did run a bit wide, to be fair. I'm finding that the off tracks are very forgiving around Hockenheim. Feels like they've actually watched how real racing cars drive around here. Bro, why? I saw him coming in my mirrors. I guess I'm having a battle with lap traffic. Well, you can drive into me. Why are they like this, man? Hopefully he eats himself. Or I will. Car is so sketchy on brakes. I'm driving with the default sprint setup. So I don't know if that's giving me some issues. I saw a video, I saw Dave Cam's video. He was driving this car and he was driving it and he liked it, so I thought I'd do the same. That car ahead is just walking away. He's got my braking right for that turn too. Seems to get it wrong a lot. Okay, well the car, I've got to say, I'm really liking it. You know, I drove GT4s quite a lot last season, the BMW. I don't actually own the Porsche. I don't really feel the need to buy it. Because I already had the BMW basically, but so I can't really compare this car to the Porsche, but I gotta say, compared to the BMW, I like it an awful lot more. BMW's an alright car, but it does just feel like a boat. A big old boat on wheels. But it's not very nimble, feels quite sluggish. Fast in a straight line though, which is good. Probably is where the edge is over this car and the Porsche. I felt better. Compared to the ACC version of this car, you can only really compare it to ACC. I don't really like comparing sims too much, but sometimes it can't be helped. I prefer ACC's driving, but that's sort of a general thing ACC has over iRacing, I think. But I prefer this version of the Mclaren GT4. Purely because the dash is just better. It's clear and it's just a race. It looks more like a race car and less like a road car, which is what the ACC version feels like. Feels like a road car. Hope you're liking all the rattles and clonks that my wheels putting out. Decided I'd use my Mclaren GT3 rim for driving this car. You know, I've got to keep it on brand. Even though that's not really the reason. I kind of like using this wheel rim for cars like this, cars that don't really have a lot of electronics. And I use my Formula rim for cars like ACC's GT3s, or GT3s in general. Also cars that have hybrid or cars that just have a lot of downforce and are actually quite twitchy. And I use my universal hub for just about everything else. So it really feels like I've got my bases covered. The amount of times I've spun on braking into this final... Is it 2 corners or 1? Like, I suppose on the track map it's 2 corners, but you drive it like it's 1 corner. Or at least you should. These grandstands are quite full. I don't think Hockenheim is ever really that full. That's one of the problems the track has. Even though the races are normally quite good. I think everyone obviously thinks about 2018 and 2019, but apart from those two, I can't really think of a good German Grand Prix at Hockenheim. There's the one memory I have of New Hockenheim is Jensen Button getting choked out as he's driving, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. You can't simulate that in iRacing unless you really want to. Yeah, you can get a friend and a belt or something. I'm just gonna stop talking now. That felt late. No, that was almost correct. I do that a lot. I tend to think like, oh, I'm late on the brakes. But in actual fact, I nailed the braking point. Something I need to work on. I tell you what, iRacing can look quite good sometimes. I haven't got my NVIDIA filters up. For some reason, GeForce just won't open. Normally I run with filters that just sort of boost the contrast and give the game a bit more colour, a bit more depth. Makes it look a bit newer. I gotta say, iRacing's not looking too bad on its own, you know. For a game that came out in 2008. It's looking better than most games that came out that year. Aged a lot better too. I love that you can actually use the runoff on this track. It just feels like they've watched real race cars and how they attack this circuit, and they've modelled the off tracks around that. Wish they could do it for other tracks, like Spa. Spa is the worst for off tracks, man. It really is. You do not drive Spa in iRacing like they do in real life. So you can really lean on the ABS in these cars. Remember when the BMW came out and I was really just leaning hard on the ABS. I kind of wish this car came out last season. I drove the BMW GT4 quite a lot last season, and I would prefer to have driven this instead. I was driving the BMW like more for the safety rating gains to make sure I get to be licensed for this season. Came on full too early there. You know, this is going to be fun with something with a bit more downforce. Hockenheim, I think. I don't know what iRacing's equivalent of a DTM car is, because I think that would be quite, quite good around here. Hockenheim just suits high downforce cars. Off track? No. So you see how much runoff you can use there? It's awesome. That Haas livery on that BMW? No way. It appears to be on the final lap. Well, that might be the next lap, actually. He's run wide. This has been a clean race so far. That's a rarity for me. It's a nice rarity, I gotta say. You know, as the car actually warms up, it's a very pleasant car to drive. I think some setup work to make you more confident on the brakes would be nice. But that's what the forums are for. This other car is just the guy in the lead is just completely checked out. They lost it there. You heard the TC just kick in. Absolute kiss of death when you hear that. One thing we didn't get to see was the new smoke effects. Basically, if a guy spins in front of you, you're blind. You can't see through the new smoke, basically. Which is realistic, I suppose, but it's going to be really frustrating the first few weeks of the next season when people are spinning and yeah, people don't really. Yeah, all I can say, I think you know what it's going to be like. All the iRacing Twitch clip compilation videos. I think they're going to be full of people just driving through smoke, of cars spinning, and yeah, carnage ensuing. Surprised this Porsche didn't try anything, but he has been like 2 seconds behind me the whole race. This is going to be my first 0x race in I don't even know how long. Yeah, it's at that corner right. And it's not even a ranked race. All the I rating I've just gained there. You can see Race Labs telling me 83 iRacing. I rating. And it doesn't even count. Shame. This is quite hard to go through at speed because it's very easy to unsettle the car, especially if you set the car up for the previous 2 sectors. Alright, P2. Qualified P4, finished P2. Hopefully I can get more results like that in the proper races next season. I'll be B-licensed, so that means that more of the actual races I want to do, I'll be able to do, and I'll be going all in with the videos and the streams when I do it, because iRacing's kind of my thing now. I like the online. ACCs, obviously I'll do that every now and then, and Jesus Christ. Okay, I think that's a good time to end. I hope you enjoyed this little chilled look at the new McLaren GT4 and Hockenheim. If you liked the video, by all means like. If you didn't, dislike, and subscribe if you really liked it. That would really make my day. Nearly 200 subs. It'd be nice to hit that target. But yeah, guys, I'll see you all next time.